Did I tell you yet that I was watching Catwoman last night while I was doing the dishes? And, I mean, this, first off, this sounds like an AI generated tweet in and of itself. He's dredging. That's the title. I was watching Catwoman last night. Horrendous movie. The basketball scene I have seen out of context, and it's outrageous out of context, because they're like the Halle Berry as Catwoman, and then like her love interest police officer are playing one-on-one basketball in front of a bunch of middle school students, but then they start like grinding up against one another, and she's like reaching through his legs and like grabbing his junk, and then he like pulls his shirt up to show his abs off to her, and they're getting like they're grinding on each. It's just super weird. And then Halle Berry does like an insane dunk from like the free throw line, and the kid just says, "Can we have our ball back?" None of the kids are like, "What? What?" She jumps like 15 feet through the air to dunk. The kids are like, "Can I have my ball back?" But so in context, it's, I hate to say this, you should watch it yourself. I think it's one of the only movies I've ever seen that's not first person that is nauseating to watch. It's actually edited like a YouTube vlog from 2011. There's a jump cut like every 3/4 of a second for almost the whole movie. It's impossible to watch. But then when I was watching the movie and she was driving her motorcycle, I was like, this shit looks like Vancouver. Googled that shit. It is Vancouver. You think I don't know the Burks building when I see it, you son of a bitch? Anyway. It is, the basketball scene is a lot like Liam Neeson jumping a fence in Taken 3. Like, there's so many cuts. It's outrageous. I just watched the Catwoman scene. He wasn't kidding. They be getting horny, man, for sure. In Catwoman, for some reason, I mean, not only is the basketball scene horny, but Alex Borstein plays Halle Berry's best friend. You may know her as Lois from Family Guy. Peter. And I don't know if you've seen Catwoman, but she may well be the most annoying secondary character in any movie I've seen in my entire life. And I got nothing against Alex Borstein. You know, she was on Mad TV. I watched a lot of Mad TV as a kid. But like every single scene, she's like, "Hey, tell me more about your date. I'm sitting in a paper dress over here. I want," you know, she's like, she's just horned up the entire time. She did play Miss Swan. Miss Swan probably is not a character you would greenlight in a sketch comedy show in 2023, I'd have to imagine. Anyone else go see the Dungeons and Dragons movie? Finally, a question I can answer. Yes, I believe it overperformed at the box office this weekend and has become a hit with critics and fans alike. So yes, other people did go see the Dungeons and Dragons movie this weekend. You gonna go see the Mario movie? Nah, it's too early for me to bring my kid to a movie theater. She needs another few months. I don't know how long. Also, I think the Mario movie might be a little intense for a 2-year-old. That's more of a movie that I think is targeting like the 27 plus bachelor demographic. I think it looks good though. I mean it's not a bold take to say animated movie is going to be good. Most animated movies, like they're pretty good because they target a general audience and they you know, don't offend anybody. I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm sure it's going to be an enjoyable time. And by sure, I mean heavily probability based, I'd say. I guess I can't say I'm sure. Comes out tomorrow, right? It's not Friday because it's a holiday weekend. You think it's gonna break 1 billion? I don't know. Do people still go to the movie theater? Kind of. I mean, I know Avatar 2 made a lot of money. $1 billion is a lot, but I don't know. My weird hot take is that I think it'll probably make less than Minions. For little kids, isn't Mario kind of like boomer core? I could be wrong. Nah, they still love Mario. I mean, as they should, but they play Nintendo Switch like crazy. Nintendo Switch Fortnite. Oh my god, cheeseburger, Nintendo Switch Fortnite. It's true, they've been doing some great marketing. You got Super Mario World at Universal Studios, Mario movie. Maybe, you know what? Apropos of the question, sure, I think it clears $1 billion. That's true, I will never activate the net. I'm just enjoying fishing. When are they gonna make a Dredge movie, man? Tomorrow? Hopefully directed by Robert Eggers. I don't know when I'm gonna make it back to a movie theater, man. We saw 2 movies at the movie theater last year. I guess one of them was in 2021, now that I think about it. But it was, like, miraculous. Like, the only reason we got to see Dune in theaters is because, like, we chose to take Remembrance Day off, and then our daycare was like, yeah, we'll stay open. Like, it's like they didn't even know it was a real thing. 15% chance to not reduce food stocks. How about that? And then, like, we saw the Batman. I would be inclined to say that the Batman was a good movie, but it was not worth seeing in theaters for us, because we went to, like, we got a babysitter, paid the babysitter, went to, like, an 8:50 showing. The movie's 3 hours long, and plus the 7 hours of commercials before the movie. So we got out of the movie theater at, like, 1 a.m., and then the baby woke us up at, like, 6:45. It's like that. All that just to see Batman was not at my age and my level of bat enthusiasm. I'd be inclined to say not worth it. Hang on, I'm just gonna do a quick 3-point turn here. Oh! You are truly the most devious bastard in New York City. I haven't even seen the show, and even I know the line and the line read. That is it's really good. This is a great clip. Did you really not finish Suicide Squad so you could watch Catwoman instead? No, I didn't mention it, but I did finish Suicide Squad. Oh, I missed the trophy. Because I got greedy. Suicide Squad, the James Gunn Suicide Squad, good movie. It gets the seal of approval from me. They did a good job on that film. We don't speak about the original. I would go ahead and say that, I mean, I haven't seen, like, the last 6 Marvel movies, but I enjoyed the Suicide Squad, certainly more than Shang-Chi, certainly more than Black Widow, certainly more than Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm trying to think of, like, I haven't seen Wakanda Forever, I haven't seen Thor, Love and Thunder, there's a few I haven't seen. I haven't seen Quantumania yet. But maybe the Doctor Strange, I really like Doctor Strange too. But I've got a big old boner for Sam Raimi and have for like 20 years, so I think that I'm a biased source on that. But for me, I greatly enjoyed Doctor Strange too. But with James Gunn, I know this is not a popular take for the Zack Snyder fans, and I'm not trying to pick a fight. But I feel like the DC universe has a chance if he's gonna be like if he's steering the ship. I'm not a DC hater. The only reason I have been negative about the DC universe is because, like, I didn't like any of the movies at all. Well, I guess it makes me a hater, but it wasn't like I went into the movie being like, oh, this is gonna suck shit. Like, the first couple, I was like, let's give it a chance. And then I was like, oh, this again? But now they're doing like a and they're almost like, Listen, I don't think they've crossed yet, but the Marvel and DC lines are getting closer. The polling is starting to get. It's the first time there's been like an inflection point towards parity in a while, I think. Mind you, this is coming from a guy who's literally seen like 4 movies in the last 3 years. So you really just shouldn't listen to me. I will listen to Discussing Film on Twitter. I'm sure that'll do me good. I had to mute Discussing Film on Twitter because the For You algorithm only served me their tweets. I was talking about it on the Discord. I know everything about Shazam 2. My ass has not seen Shazam 2. My ass hasn't even seen Shazam 1. But like every time I go to Twitter, it's like, Shazam 2 was a flop at the box office. Zachary Levi crying his eyes out on TikTok, blah, 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 blah. So I had to mute Discussing Film. But then the algorithm was like, nice try, bitch. And they started serving me tweets that quote tweeted Discussing Film. And every single one of those is like a loot box. I see a quote tweet that's like, imagine writing this. And then this tweet is from an account that you've muted. And then I click view because it's a dopamine loot box. And I'm like, Discussing Film! Come on! They know how to get me, man. What about the Barbie trailer, though? I didn't see the trailer. There's something sinister about the posters, though. The fact that there's, like, multiple Barbies and multiple Kens, but then with Michael Cera, it just says there's only one Alan. What the fuck is his deal, man? What's going on with Alan's got me freaked the fuck out. Is this like is Alan like the Kang the Conqueror of the Barbie universe? Like, what's going on? Or is he just going to be comic relief? Or is there like a sinister "Don't worry, darling" undertone here? I don't know, man. I don't know. No, but you do need to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. Amazon Prime Video signed me out. Like, this is honestly where I'm at in my life. Because I'm signed out of Prime Video, I'm not watching Everything Everywhere All at Once until it comes to Netflix. It's on Showtime? What the hell is Showtime? I know it's been around for 30 years, but I don't know what it is. Showtime? What's the excuse when it comes to Netflix? When it comes to Netflix, I'll watch it because there's nothing good on there. Netflix be like, hey, we're raising our prices right now, so in 18 months we can deliver a 5 out of 10 comedy starring Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg that cost $400 million to make. Thanks, but no thanks. How do you think I found myself watching Catwoman last night? I was just curious about how, could it really be as bad as they say? Yes, it is. It's truly bizarre. Could you beat Catwoman 1v1 in basketball? You ever heard of the transitive property? I'm not confident that I could beat Benjamin Bratt in basketball, and Benjamin Bratt smoked Halle Berry smoked Benjamin Bratt once she got her Catwoman powers. So I think I got no shot, personally. What age would Benjamin Button have to be for you to smoke him? Like, smoke him the way the pot plants smokes Shorty in Scary Movie 2, or smoke him 1v1 in basketball? Because at the margins, right now, I could take him 1v1 in basketball for sure. As a 34-year-old man with poor basketball skill, when he's an old-ass baby, I honestly, I think I go 7-0. And when he's like a young-ass elderly person, like a geriatric infant, I smoke him too. But when he's at like 40, when he's at like peak Brad Pitt, when his real age is the same as his displayed age, no shot. I'm getting torn up without a doubt. Was there a basketball scene in Austin Powers? It seems like a movie that could have a fun basketball scene. I don't know what that means. I don't believe... Actually, I know exactly what that means. There are movies that just insert basketball scenes. Like, The Cable Guy is just it's a comedy, and then there's a basketball scene in it. And then Catwoman is like an action movie. It's a superhero movie. And then there's an action scene in it. Okay, I know exactly what you mean, actually. And I could totally see Little Nicky, another classic example. I could definitely see a basketball scene in Austin Powers, but it wouldn't be in one of the first two. It would definitely have to be in like an Austin Powers like 5. Like Mini-Me plays basketball and like you won't believe it, but he can dunk. Did you see the post where a Toronto DJ said Mike Myers got him fired as his bodyguard because he looked at him? I saw it on Reddit, and then it got trotted out to like all the content farms on the internet. And then like all the replies were like, yeah, in the Canadian film industry, it's well known if you look at Mike Myers, you're getting fired. That's crazy, man. Who does he think he is? I mean, like, I always heard, and I've never worked with Mike Myers, and likely never will, especially after this hits the airwaves. But, like, I always heard he was hard to work with. I assumed, you know, he was, like, you know, a prima donna or something like that. I didn't know that it was, like, on the crazy level of, like, if you look Mike Myers in the eyes politely, he will have you fired from your job. Like, that's crazy. If it's true, how insane is it that it's Mike Myers of all people? Like, you got fired from the set of the damn Love Guru or something like that for looking Mike Myers in the eyes. Like, that's so sad. The movie's not even good. Like, if Daniel Day-Lewis is idiosyncratic like that, you're like, okay, maybe he's an asshole, but you kind of, you don't, like, make excuses for it, but you're kind of like, okay, but he's Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, you know, he's got to be idiosyncratic to be that otherworldly in his talent. But, like, Mike Myers? Fat bastard? Imagine being fired from The Cat in the Hat. Well, I'm just, like, I'm thinking of the Love Guru specifically just because there's, like why is the dude taking himself so seriously? There's a scene in that movie where Vern Troyer, who plays the coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs, goes onto the ice and a hockey player hits him with, like, slaps him as if he was the puck, and then he goes into the net head first, going like, ew, and then he goes in the net and the goal light goes off, and then, like, the scoreboard ticks up 1 goal for the opposing team. Like, you're not making high art here. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, what is he talking about? Who does he think he is? So if someone with artistic skill is a jerk, it's okay? It's not okay, but it's, like, at least more understandable than someone who makes garbage being like, I'm hot shit. Like, you should, I don't think there's any reason that, like, let me put it this way. I've heard Dustin Hoffman, and again, this is like hearsay upon hearsay. I don't work in Hollywood. But I've heard Dustin Hoffman is like really annoying to work with, but he's a method actor. He's made some great movies. He's won an Oscar, you sort of get it. But like Mike Myers, how could you take yourself so seriously when you're doing the movies where you play every character in the movie? Like E.T.? No, I'm talking about No Country for Old Men. Oh, you mean Adorable Alien. There should be a No Country for Old Men, but make it Canadian. Listen, you fucking hoser, I'm not gonna call... You're always coming into the damn Beckers asking me to call this damn coin toss for no reason, bud. I got shit to do. Listen, bud, you gotta call the coin. I'm not gonna call the fucking coin, bud. I am very Hercules Beetle pilled this week. Me, when I see the beetle, Hercules. I'm sorry, I can't stop. Anytime I reference the Nutty Professor, something about it. See, Eddie Murphy, I don't know if he takes himself so seriously. If you look him in the eyes, you get fired from your job. When Grandpa Clump farts, and then Grandma Clump goes, who said my name? Yeah, I said your name. If your name is... Oh, man. AFI's top 100 moments in comedy history. I can't, but I actually can't. He's a gigantic asshole, too? Man, I want to see, like, a behind-the-scenes documentary of how fucked up the work environment was on Shrek. Eddie Murphy and Mike Myers refusing to look each other in the eyes at any time. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with Cameron Diaz. Anything crazy about Cameron Diaz I should be aware of? John Lithgow? Nah, she's chill. I'm glad to hear that. I'm not sure why, though. John Lithgow has had his moments, too. Every once in a while on Shuffle, if we're listening to, like, kids' songs in the car, I didn't know John Lithgow had a kids' album. Here's a clip for you, librarian. It'll be like How Far I'll Go by Moana. Then Shuffle will kick in. John Lithgow, singing in the bathtub. Singing lots of songs. Singing in the bathtub is like righting all your wrongs. You may not know, John Lithgow has a children's album. Singing in the Bathtub. Song by Mandy Patinkin. Is this just a rite of passage? Like all 90s actors had to sing this song? This shit is from 1999. Like, it's not even that old. John Lithgow, the album is called Singing in the Bathtub. Full lyrics, please. Singing in the bathtub, sitting all alone, tearing out a tonsil just like a baritone. What is wrong with this guy? I mean, he's okay. I got nothing against John Lithgow. If that's really, like, Rick Moranis, Steve Martin, they play, like, bluegrass music to decompress. Maybe John Lithgow was, like, making children's songs. I don't know. I'm sure there's good reason for it. You know what? Toss me a lobster just to see how this shit goes, man. I'm listening to it. The impression is spot on. I thought it was pretty good. When I was doing it, I was like, I felt like I had it in me, and I did have it in me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!